Hey folks, welcome to another Get to Know Your Artist episode on WOAFM99. Okay, so this is our pre-radio show and podcast show. Okay, so it's the pre-video show where I talk about the songs and the artists basically, more about the artists rather than the songs, who made it as our certified indie songs of the week for our Sunday night or Monday night show. So if you're a podcast listener, you get the radio show on Monday night. If you're a radio show listener, you get it on Sunday night, depending if you're lucky enough to get the show on a radio station close to you. Anyway, without further ado, I'm also going to introduce to you our first In Conversation episode, In Conversation artist for season 29. Okay, so we've kicked it off again. Every season I have In Conversation episodes where in the middle of the radio show, in the middle, you'll have an interview where I talk. Basically, it's a chat with either a fellow artist or a fellow comrade, from the Grammys, or a music business professional, or a professional in another field who can help a musician in their life. Whether you're on tour or a psychologist, medical doctors, whatever. So we have different wonderful people that we've got lined up. If you've missed our last season, please go check it out, okay? Wherever you get your podcast, just look for season 28, In Conversation, and you'll find the WFM99 In Conversation. By the way, I'm also excited to announce that the In Conversation shows are now going to have a special sort of a video episode, which will be on my YouTube channel. So we'll take the best of the radio interview. So the radio interview is a long form interview, right? But for the video, so the In Conversation will be available as a video show, but only the best of the entire interview. So just to make it more exciting and more quicker, So we will have that as well. Maybe on a Sunday night, it'll come out. I'll put it out on our website and everything, so you can check it out. And this week, our first guest will be Do, who we've been promoting quite a bit, who's been selected for Independent Number Ones Volume 15. He's from the US, alternative artist. So we're going to talk. I have talked to him, so we recorded it. Today, I'll give you a small clipping of what's coming up tomorrow, or rather on Sunday. Yeah. So I'll give you a small clipping of what's coming up tomorrow on our In Conversation video episode, and then of course our long form In Conversation, which will be on the main radio show.
On composition, lyrics, writing, recording, and you just gotta go out there. And young people these days are better at social media than we are.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm young as well, but still, younger people, 18, 19-year-old.
18 till we die. 18 till we die.
Till we die. But I think I like where I am, and I'm glad that I decided to go full out in December. So to go back to the question is that I write music about half the day, and then I'll do a social media half day. But also, I make all the videos myself, all the videos for myself.
Right, and I must also give a few shout outs today, okay? So Melanie Georgiou, a WA artist, has just hit the top 100 official EDM charts, electronic music charts in the UK. She debuted at number 88. It's been a tough month, actually, for electronic music. And the fact that she broke into the top 100 is great news. It just goes to show what I've been talking about. The fact that our WOAFM99 listeners are the best of the best, right? So I've been rather coaxing everybody to go stream and download Melanie's song. And it finally worked, and now she's made it into the top 100. Hopefully she goes a little higher, never know. But yeah, so best of luck and congratulations to Melanie Georgiou with Feel. I won't be playing that song today because we've been pushing that every week, I must tell you, and it finally broke through. So I'm very, very happy. So Melanie Georgiou's Feel is at number 88 in the UK as of yesterday, actually. So amazing news for her. I also want to give a shout out to PM, who will be our next guest on the WFM99 In Conversation, and Shar should also be part of our In Conversation, and a few more WA artists that I'm going to be inviting to join us live. And I'm also going to be. I also want to give a big shout out to Goa Chill Out Zone Volume 14 artists. Okay, because the Goa Chill Out Zone Volume 14 launches in a couple of weeks, and I might be playing some of their songs today. I'll just sort of surprise you guys on the show, on the radio show, on Sunday night, Monday night, so you can sort of get a feel of some of the Goa Chill Out Zone artists that we've selected And the Go Chill Out Zone is always hitting #1 on the chill out and easy listening, and sometimes even electronic charts. So it's a great album. So if you do make, say, chill out and relax sort of music, that's a great compilation to be on. This is our 14th year, and of course we have the independent #1s, Volume 15, coming out in May. A lot of our artists, Do is selected for it. I think PM's on it. Shar is on it. Mix of Diz is on it. So we've got a lot of wonderful artists. Juice the Black Beethoven, by the way, he'll also be part of our In Conversation episodes. He's been scheduled for that. Now I'm producing a song for Juice. Juice is a Billboard Top 10 charting artist. He was part of my Independent Blues Project album that hit #10 on the Billboard Blues album charts. So very, very happy for all those artists who were with me on that album, who made it to the top 10 on the Billboard charts. Okay, so a lot of stuff coming up, which might probably go from season 29 to season 30. So it's going to be a lot of stuff happening in the coming weeks and months. But without further ado, as I say, let me give you a lowdown of some of the artists who have made it onto our certified indie songs of the week. A very exciting show, I must say. Everybody really wants to tune in on Sunday night or Monday night. I have to keep saying that now, for who made the list, because that whole track list goes to around 80 commercial FM stations play that show. So, and also public radio, they just pick it up. So that's really cool as well. And the Silvers, WOA artists, the Silvers, they're back with a new album. They're coming up with a full EP, I believe. So we've got their new single. Okay, the Silvers song is Back in the Real World. Yeah, so this is old school Silvers. Now, if you know the Silvers music, they're very Beatlesque. But as of last year, as soon as Mick Orton, who's the main guy in the Silvers, a lot of the members in the band changed. And you can sort of hear that modern sound being added. However, the original sound of the Silvers is still there, which I'm very happy, because they're known for that sort of, they're known for their Beatlesque sort of sound, and you just automatically know it's a Silvers song. But the fact that there's a little bit of modern arrangement, modern guitars and drumming that I think you can hear now. And it just makes it a little more exciting for fans, I think, to hear a subtle change at the same time keeping with your original sound, And so the Silvers, brand new single, out exclusive to WOAFM99 today. I'm very excited. Another artist, Drew Stevens, who we featured recently, a couple of weeks ago. And his other single has been selected, by the way, for the Independent #1s, Volume 15. He's one of those acts that I personally like a lot, right? Because it's blues rock. And he's a guitar player. You can hear the guitars he does, improvised guitars. And this new song, which is called Over You, I think it's one of my new favorites in that sort of genre, because I love that kind of music. I love to play that kind of music, And the guitars are just fantastic as usual. He sent in a radio plug as well, so you'll hear the radio plug on the radio show, the main radio show, and that's Drew Stevens right there. So we might get him on the show for a quick chat very soon. So stick around, okay? Shar, by the way, one of my new favorites. Shar, I keep talking about Shar because she's a Tracy Chapman fan. I'm a Tracy Chapman fan, and she covers Tracy Chapman a lot, really. So we played a new song from her last week, actually. And this week we've got another track from her. It's a reggae song. I'm not going to tell you much about that. I'll talk more about that song on the show. But you'll see a bit of the video of Shar that we played last time. Give Me One Reason, that's my favorite song, one of my favorite Tracy Chapman songs, and Shar did it in her own sort of way, and I loved it, So she's back on the show with us. I also want to give a big shout out to some of our big fans of our Get to Know Your Artist and the radio show, like Mix of Diz, we've been playing him a lot. He's a big fan. I love all these artists, basically, who are like me, who actually support other independent artists, That's something I just love, when an artist does that, and they just sort of push the other act alongside you. That's just a fantastic thing to do. So Mix of Days. I'm not playing Mix of Days today, but I just had to give a shout out because he's always there, always commenting, always pushing. Same with Juice and Melanie and Mix of Days, of course, and some of our other artists, from WOA who are in that same sort of wavelength of pushing and other artists alongside, going, yeah, you can do it, oh yeah, I love your music, that kind of stuff. And that's the culture I think independent musicians should really promote, keep that going, keep it alive, because that's all we got. We've got each other, and we gotta really push that. We gotta help each other get to the top, So Some of the artists coming in today, new artists by the way, who are coming in today. We've got Foreign Shapes, okay, that's the name of the band, and the song is called Sleazy Jet. One of the reasons that this song sort of jumped out at me, it's a 6/8 timing, you know. You don't really hear that much in modern music, you know, like waltz or double time in waltz. And also the start of the song is it 7/8 or 5/4 or 5/8 timing or something. I love you know, playing around with timing, you know, so 5/8, 7/8, you know, that kind of shit. And the fact that it's that in the beginning of the song and then it's just 6/8, it's just very cool, very, very interesting. It's just like a pop rock song basically, but because they have played around with tempo, with timing, I think that really just gives them a slight edge over some of the other acts, you know, in the scene right now. So I think it's a good idea. Let me know what you think about the song. So after Foreign Shapes, we've got Earth Tones. Now this is more like, it's called Dreamer's Day. I call it Nordic rock. Okay, Nordic pop rock, let's call it that. I just don't know, it just gave me a feel that these guys are German or maybe Scandinavian. It's that kind of feel. On the cover of his artwork cover, I've got like him with Thor's hammer, you know. So I'm just thinking maybe it's Nordic rock because the sound is a bit alternative rock sound, but not very hard rock, you know. But it does have that darker sound, which I quite like. Okay, so Earth Tones, Dreamer's Day, and then I've got an artist I really enjoy this song. Okay, Solo El Malo is Latin rock. He calls himself Latin rock. The song is called The One I Want Beside Me. Now, it sounded like Ricky Martin going a little harder, you know, a little rockier. Like it's that kind of feel. It's got that Latin rock feel. Amazing guitars, Latin guitars on it, you know, classical sort of guitar. But it's a rock song, like a pop rock song. And it's English, but it's Latin, you know, like Enrique Iglesias, Ricky Martin. Really cool. I love this kind of music. It's beautiful. I'll tell you more about it on the radio show. And then we've got Cassandra Barato, okay, that's the name of the artist. Now, the song's called Buried Woods. She is like a European version of Lady Gaga, okay? That's what I sort of got out of that song. It's a European version of Lady Gaga. So tell me if you agree, okay, on Sunday night when you hear the song. Then we have Mel Addis, that's the name of the artist, Mel Addis, and the song is called Unsatisfied. Now, this is more like a modern version of Alana Miles. I don't know if you know Alana Miles. You remember Black Velvet, that song Black Velvet? Alana Miles, beautiful singer. She's like the modern version of Alana Miles, you know, as far as I'm concerned. You know, that's my take on Mel Addis. Really very heavy guitars and rocks, are almost metal in the beginning, and then it's more blues rock, you know. And the blues rock really reminded me of Alana Miles. I just loved it. I just absolutely loved it. Next we've got Danny Singh and Lunas. Now these two guys, they make EDM. You can call it EDM, but it's a very hardcore techno sound. At least that's what I think it is. You know, very sort of double time techno and very industrial techno. You know, I have a very big difficulty in sort of describing what kind of electronic music it is. You know, because it's just like there are so many different subgenres in electronic music. So this is one of those subgenres, but I think it's more industrial techno, as far as I can tell, you know. So let me know if you're an electronic music fan and you listen to the song on Sunday night, Monday night. Let me know what you think or what I should be calling this music, okay? Danny Singh and Lunas. That's the name of this artist, but it's a duo, I believe. Then we have got Tim Skeen. The name of the artist is Tim Skeen. And the reason he sort of jumped out at me, the way he sings and whatever, I hope that's the artist's name, Tim Skeen. But it's like the modern day Chris Christopherson. Okay, I know, he might be surprised that I said that, you know. It's not really Chris Christopherson, but his voice has that gruffness and that Americana sort of country-ish sound to it, and very raw and real sound, you know. I quite like this. Not a lot of people listen to country music, maybe, I don't know, but you should, you know, the stories and the singing, and it's so real. It's real music, you know. And I'm a big fan, so it's a really good track, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I did, so give it a shot, you know, give it a listen. And then we've got Kanika Tony, that's the name of the artist, Kanika Tony. And the song is called Stuck on You. No, it's not Lionel Richie's Stuck on You, okay? Now, this is a commercial dance song. It's got that pop dance feel, very top 40-ish sound. You know, not much you can say about it, but it's a well-produced song. I quite like the track. And Kanika Tony. Then we have Stephen Mercier. Okay, that's the name of the act, Stephen Mercier. I think I've played Stephen Mercier before, I'm not too sure. The song is called Calling Colescott. I might get the song name wrong, okay, because today I'm talking more about the artist. But this act is a jazz artist, it's proper jazz, and I'm a big jazz fan. You know, my uncle was a jazz bass player, very famous bass player, and I got into jazz because of him. You know, like I used to listen to a lot of more funk jazz and jazz rock. But this jazz is good. It's really cool track. Stephen Mercier. Then we have Wabi Sabi. Now Wabi Sabi was meant to be on our last episode, and we had an issue with his song file. But I'm glad to have him back on the show for today. The song is called One of a Kind. Now the reason I like this track is because back in the day, like in the 90s, you know, when I listened to a lot of CDs, I used to collect a lot of CDs. This was after LPs and just before CDs went away, you know. I had this one CD, or a couple of them actually, and they used to call it acid jazz. Okay, when I bought it, I thought this would be jazz, you know, some sort of a subgenre of jazz. But to be fair, it's not jazz at all. They call it acid jazz, but it's like a mix of R&B and that kind of sound. I can't really. When you hear the song, you'll understand what I mean. Jamiroquai, you know, that kind of stuff. And a lot of people would call it, back then, they called it acid jazz, you know. And but I call this guy acid jazz, Wabi Sabi. He's like acid jazz. To me, it's acid jazz. Maybe they've changed the name of the genre now. I have no idea. But I love that term, acid jazz, you know. And it's a great track. I love this song. So give it a listen. And so that's the show for Sunday night, okay? And these are just some of the artists. And I'm very excited for you to check out our In Conversation, which will be tomorrow, okay? Before the radio show, we'll have just a video episode of the In Conversation episode coming out. Like the video episode for In Conversation will be sort of half the show, like the best parts of the interview, you know, the video part of it. So it will be on my YouTube channel. So please do subscribe and like this video, and subscribe and click the notification bell on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Oliver Sean. And it just helps the channel, and you'll get to know, if you're an artist listening, you'll get to know when your song is coming up next. And if you're a fan, you'll know when our next episode is out. And by the way, if you missed my live raw and real unplugged show, where I just cover a few, you know, some of my originals and some covers or legendary covers in my own style. If you missed it yesterday, go check it out now. It's live on my YouTube channel. I'll probably link it up as soon as this video is over. That's it for today. Hope you enjoy our Sunday night show, and I hope you come back next week again, same time, same place, for another Get to Know Your Artist episode on my channel. This is Oliver Sean signing out. Have a great day. Ciao.